Pombe Magufuli demonstrated to the world that using your resources and using them prudently and judiciously, you can improve the quality of the lives of your people without being beholden to international institutions, that you can demonstrate to the world that Africans have self-esteem, and that if you want to deal with Tanzania, you ought to deal with Tanzania on their own terms, and you ought to deal with them in a manner that is symbiotic and mutually beneficial. He also demonstrated that you can preside over a nation which you have inherited, which is generally united, and keep it as such. And if there was any doubt, the effervescence with which he was sent to his Mecca is indicative of how he was held by the ordinary Tanzanian.
What about his single most regrettable decision?
I think there is a sense in which his response to the COVID situation would have been informed with greater appreciation of science. I understand how he reacted by saying we ought not to be captured by fear. But the manner in which he articulated his response to the COVID situation gave his critics the opportunity to declare him a denier. And I hold the view, in as much as we trust in God, we must also remember that God has equipped us with intelligence, and science is a part of that intelligence. I do know as a fact that Tanzania did not reject science, that Magufuli did not reject science. He actually did, in the very early days, close the schools and introduce all protocols. But because he's dealing in an environment where there is no shortage of people who are trying to misconstrue your statement, he fell victim and he became fodder for the misrepresentation, particularly of certain segments of the press. And perhaps he could have articulated his opposition a little better, knowing as he should have that he had no shortage of enemies in the Western and Westernized press.
Wait a minute, Professor Lumumba. Here is a man with an earned PhD in chemistry, and yet this same man did not seem to